Okay, so the internet is a pretty weird place. And unfortunately, throughout my years on the internet, I've found that the hard way. Numerous times I've been tricked to see disgusting gore images and pop-up porn that current Mari's heart has been turned to stone. But regardless, the internet continues to raise the stakes by creating even weirder websites, projects, ARGs, YouTube channels, and I am just eating that shit up. So welcome to this video, where we're going to be looking at some of the weirdest things I found on the internet. Wait, let me just, there we go.
You won't see me in court, just waiting for my sentence. I don't pray to the Lord, I beg him for forgiveness, man. I done a lot of shit that I really wish I didn't make it in this life of burn, man. It's a hard decision.
The first topic we're going to be looking at is particularly interesting to me. It is called LHOHQ, or Laughing Horses Orifice Headquarters. That's a tongue twister there. This website, or I should say series of websites, seems to be a rabbit hole filled with numerous references to conspiracy theories, political scandals, mind control, tragedies, and a lot of porn. Like, a lot of porn. Yeah. Please use at least like a incognito window. In like best case scenario, use a VPN. This website is kind of bizarre. It doesn't seem to have a central message, but rather just a collection of pages containing references to everything from 9/11 conspiracy theories and the Epstein leak to CIA mind control programs such as MKUltra. I honestly thought I was just gonna click through this website and just see a picture of my house on there or some shit. I don't know, you should please use a VPN. Appearance wise, it seems to be drawing inspiration from net art, which was particularly popular during the 90s and even more so during the 2000s. It's where you get all those websites with neon RGB website titles and pictures linked directly onto the website. It utilized HTML and CSS in the way it put images straight onto the pages rather than in what we call containers, like we do nowadays. There are a couple of theories on what's going on here, from it being a secret website holding data that can lead to the collapse of the US government, to it being a website that uncovers secrets about aliens. But I have a theory. A game theory. Alright, okay. RIP Matt Pet, you'll always be in my heart. He's not dead, I don't know why I said that. Blame It on Jorge did a great video on this topic. Go and watch it. I got a lot of basic info from there. But I am also going to steal his theory as well. I mean, borrow it as well. This website seems to be just an art project, started in the mid-2000s by a bunch of college kids in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It seems to stem from a bunch of short films made for an art competition. Some of the names involved include Mark Escorbano, Dmitry Mayakovsky, and Cullen Bosworth. Jorge definitely goes more into depth on his video, so you should definitely go check it out. Never would have thought that this terrifying and bizarre piece of media would come from the state with the highest production of cheese curds. I'm just kidding. Wisconsinians, I love y'all. Love straight from the bottom of hell. The next topic we're going to be looking at is 973 EHT NAMUH 973, which is also an anagram for 973 the human 973. This seems to be a website similar to LHOHQ in the sense that it is an endless rabbit hole filled with what at first seems to be bizarre and nonsensical numbers, excerpts from various religious texts, and art reminiscent of the Surrealist movement, with prominent artists being Pablo Picasso, Salvador Dali, and Frida Kahlo. To draw more comparisons, while this website is similar to LHOHQ, it is different in the case of the topics it chooses to display and discuss. While LHOHQ seems to focus more on political ideologies, consumerism, and the bizarre nature of real-world conspiracy theories, 973 seems to focus more on the connection between mathematics and religion. Another difference is that there is also a part of the website that's a forum where you can discuss the various topics that the website displays. According to one user, it's not a religion, more of a philosophy. People here believe what they want. This was an answer to the question, who is Zed Ali Zed, which seems to be frequently referenced on the website and is heavily discussed on the forum. There have been a lot of speculations, from the website being the ramblings of a mentally ill artist to it just being another art project and nothing more. I have no clue, but this is my 2 cents on it. 973 draws very heavy influence from particularly Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam, as it uses various quotes and excerpts from the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Quran. It's filled with numerous ciphers and numerical symbolism based on godly numbers. For example, 973 itself is a number associated with angels, and is supposedly them trying to use the number 973 itself to communicate with you through means within your comprehension. Knowing all this, I think this is, like I said before, a project trying to connect mathematics with God, not necessarily trying to prove God's existence with mathematics, but trying to establish a way of communicating with God through mathematics. Either way, this was an interesting find and just comes to show how creative human minds can be even on the cesspool that is the internet. Now, the next topic we're going to be looking at is, unfortunately, going to be the Incel Wiki. Now, this is obviously different from the other entries we've looked at so far, but trust me, this website is weirder than you think it is. Now, I can't say anything about incels that hasn't already been said, but this website truly shows how disgusting some of these people actually think. It is abhorrent. This website is filled with pages upon pages of theories, scientific studies, advice from prominent figures, all on not how to succeed in loving someone, but how you can never find love, no matter who you are. Some interesting pages I found across the website include, but are not limited to, gay alien phenotype, 5'2" balding Indian janitor, and of course, the schlubby hubby theory. Most of these pages categorize different types of men and women from lowest to highest attractiveness, but there is obviously a more negative connotation towards minorities and even more so towards women in these categories. They are seen as objects to manipulate into giving men whatever they want, which is mostly sex in this scenario. It's disgusting, but it's also bizarre in a kind of way. Wikis are, contrary to belief, mostly unbiased and give information without taking sides. It is purely for information. Obviously, there are exceptions, but most of the time, it's at the very least accurate. But the way this wiki presents information is completely different, as it seems the person who wrote it is obviously biased and agrees with the things being said here. For example, let's take a look at the page on feminism. Feminism is a process by which women take credit for the innovations by mostly celibate men which made them want to enter the workforce more. Feminism is the logical outcome of advanced industry/technology and the natural proclivity of females to maximize their mating strategy of hypergamy in liberal countries. Yeah, you see what I mean. Some of the things being said here are dangerous and encourage hatred towards women as a whole. It is truly a dark part of the internet that perpetuates very dangerous ideals. But to end this off, I just want to say, if you consider yourself an incel or even start to find yourself agreeing with some of these people, please get some help. I know the meme is like, oh, go touch grass, but no, go get some professional help from a doctor, a therapist, or even someone who doesn't associate themselves with that community. Most of these people think these dangerous thoughts because they are desperate and lonely, trying to make sense of the world they think they live in. Doesn't excuse their behavior, but still, it is sad to see. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's move on before it gets any sadder, shall we? Sorry for the interruption, but I just wanted to introduce you to the sponsor of this video. I'm just kidding, I don't have a sponsor. But I did notice that not a lot of you subscribe after watching my videos. So if you're enjoying this video so far, you should definitely consider subscribing and liking this video. Now let's get back to the weird shit. The next topic we're going to be looking at is actually quite a doozy. This website is called ForgottenLanguages.org. This entire website is written in a language that supposedly no one knows how to read in. There's been plenty of people trying to decipher some of the pages or decode some of it, but no one has been able to completely figure out what this website is saying or what it means. Though this website is written in a language completely foreign to humans, its bibliographies are written in English. According to Reddit user no, these citations actually imply that the people who created and wrote this website are actually quite intelligent and experienced on a variety of topics ranging from neuropsychology, linguistics, particle physics, etc. So this isn't just some preschool ARG shit. This is somewhat credible. At least as credible as you can get from a Reddit user, of course. No shade towards Reddit also. There are a multitude of theories, but the most notable one seems to be, according to abovetopsecret.com, that this website is in the process of creating new languages from existing ones, ultimately leading to a universal language that can be understood not only by humans, but by any sentient life. Take this with a grain of salt, they are called above top secret. But either way, this was an interesting find. Some of these pages don't even use letters to type, and some of them actually do use existing languages, such as Romanian. So if you're a linguistics nerd, not an insult, merely a classification, have a crack at it. Maybe you'll be the one to crack this forgotten language at last. This next topic is honestly just interesting to me, not because it's creepy or bizarre, but it's just kind of heartwarming. This is the Lost Media Wiki. It is a website dedicated to collecting lost pieces of media, ranging from lost TV shows and movies to lost audio and even puppetry. There are thousands of pages and subcategories dedicated to this cause, and it just comes to show that while the internet is an awfully weird place, sometimes that's not such a bad thing. I want to take a look at my favorite pieces of lost media because there's a couple on here I want to talk about. I'm particularly fond of the Absolutely Disgusting News podcast that was part of a giant meme back in the 2010s, but it is truly heartbreaking that this absolute gem still has not been found even to this day. The latest lead we have is the YouTuber Sewer Reviewer's video on this. I love that name. But again, fucking heartbreaking that this gem has been lost to the ocean that is the internet. Another one I came across was a partially found episode of The Amazing World of Gumball called The T-Rex. I actually love that show and was surprised to see that on here as well. In my opinion, this is one of my favorite weird things I've found, as it's not just a rabbit hole for the sake of a rabbit hole, it's a rabbit hole with a purpose. I like that. Now, the last one we're going to be looking at is a personal one. It is personal because I found this one out myself and I didn't see a lot of people talk about it. So this requires a story. Me and my family go on vacation a lot to the Blue Ridge Mountains, located in the eastern United States. It extends along like 5 states, but the state we frequented was Tennessee usually. So we were on vacation there, and after enjoying the mountains, we were coming back home, and on the way, I was completely zoinked out of my mind. Not like high, but sleepy. Felt like I was high though. And I was trying to sleep and was leaning my face against the window. But you never get good sleep that way because it vibrates your skull. So I was coming like in and out of sleep, and it was like that for a bit. But while this was happening, when I came out of sleep this one time and woke up slightly, I noticed a weird billboard. It caught my attention because all the other billboards had been advertising for attractions or restaurants. This billboard was advertising a website. A Christian website. Now, I'm sure we've all seen weird Christian billboards on highways all the time, especially if you live anywhere near the southern belt of the US. But this one caught my eye because it was so weird. Now, after a while, I forgot about it, but when I went back home, I remembered it again and was like, was that a dream or something? To fact check, I searched up the website link that I saw and nothing came up, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess my brain just wanted to fuck with me or something. 2 years later, we went back to the Blue Ridge Mountains. Like I said, we go there a lot. But this time when I went back, I saw a billboard similar to the one I'd seen before, and I was like, holy shit, that was real. And I realized that the reason the website hadn't showed up was because there was hyphens in between all the words in between the website. And so while I was at a random cabin in the middle of the mountains with shitty Wi-Fi, I searched this up. iwillbebacksoon.org. And this is the website. Not particularly weird, it just seems to be a normal looking modern website advertising Christianity, but they had a billboard section, which I found weird, and I went to it and there are all these billboards. I find these billboards very weird because it's obvious that it's supposed to incite some type of feeling. Some of them just feel off. Not creepy necessarily, but just off. I don't know if it's the font they use or the fact that it's really bad Photoshop, but seeing these billboards when it's just starting to get dark outside and there's not a lot of cars in front of or behind you, you're just alone, and seeing a lot of them in a row, it feels like you're seeing something you're not supposed to be seeing. It's not the most weird entry on here, but I just had to get this on my chest because it's so interestingly weird, you know what I mean? Now, didn't we have a jolly old good time? I don't know why I said jolly. It's nowhere near Christmas. But we did. We had a fun time. I had a lot of fun making this video, and I want to make this into a series if possible, where we just keep looking at weirder and weirder corners of the internet. I come across weird stuff all the time, but I want to involve you in this as well. Yes, you. So if you have any weird websites, projects, YouTube channels, anything that you find weird, creepy, off-putting, disturbing, or even just wholesome weird or funny weird, if you know what that means, put it down in the comment section below, or if it's a substantially large entry, email it to me. I'll have the email down in the description. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and also subscribing, like I said before. If you want more videos where I just act silly and goofy, and like, come on. But I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.